Welcome to my stream, where knowledge reigns supreme. Calm and collected, I'm about to go live, you know what I mean. Got high expectations, gonna teach you something new. Learning, hacking, exploring, there's so much we can do. Feel the excitement as we dive into uncharted lands. New discoveries await in this digital wonderland. Together we'll unravel the secrets, unlock the code. No limits, no boundaries, no knowledge will explode. Welcome to my stream, where the fire of knowledge burns bright. Chat with me, let's embark on this journey of delight. From the basics to superpowers, we'll learn and grow in the stream of knowledge. Together we'll grow. Welcome to my stream, where knowledge reigns supreme. Calm and collected, I'm about to go live, you know what I mean. Got high expectations, gonna teach you something new. Learning, hacking, exploring, there's so much we can do. Feel the excitement as we dive into uncharted lands. New discoveries await in this digital wonderland. Together we'll unravel the secrets, unlock the code. No limits, no boundaries, no knowledge will explode. Welcome to my stream, where the fire of knowledge burns bright. Chat with me, let's embark on this journey of delight. From the basics to superpowers, we'll learn and grow in this stream of knowledge. Together we'll grow. Welcome to my stream, where knowledge reigns supreme. Calm and collected, I'm about to go live, you know what I mean. Got high expectations, gonna teach you something new. Learning, hacking, exploring, there's so much we can do. Feel the excitement as we dive into uncharted lands. New discoveries await in this digital wonderland. Together we'll unravel the secrets, unlock the code. No limits, no boundaries, no knowledge will explode. Welcome to my stream, where the fire
There, now you can hear me too. Welcome in. So today it's like a slow stream. So I said on Discord that I feel much better, and then I started doing stuff, and then maybe maybe I should take it like a bit easy today and tomorrow too. We'll see. I was thinking, yeah, so maybe I should stream all day tomorrow. Also, I haven't fixed the mics because I haven't felt up to it. So, Anyway, I think my voice, like the day before yesterday, I lost my voice at the end of the day. So I hope that my voice will be. Maybe it doesn't matter much if the mic is not perfect when my voice is not like working. I will see what happens. Let's before we start with ghost stuff, I just need to read about the little thingy I got here. So if anyone is good at this, because usually I have used like another branch and did something together on Git, but that was some time ago too with someone else. And now I forgot to pull from this one before I started making changes. And I have this. It's just to this bit is added, right? To one of them, really. I don't know why it added the whole thing. It's odd. Mm, so override views from other plugins false on both, and then the one of them has this, which I'm good to use, but I don't know how to tell it that I want to use that one. So I need to learn. And if you search for like Git, you don't get information about this. So we're at the prompt here, and don't want to break my repo here. So I did take a backup before I did this because you know. So let's check what I did. So first of all, I went to this directory here. I LS-L8 instead of LSing. I checked Git status. I have a few files that I shouldn't have added before doing this. So I thought, well, I will try this Git stash, right? And just stash the files. And as I haven't done this much, I checked the status again. And these are now like untracked files instead of not staged for commit. So I was like, and then I did pop again and I checked it still says the status is back, like it's still untracked files. We haven't added them yet, so I added them. But what did it say at the first one? Not staged, right? So also when I searched on stage, I got that it's an alias for add. So I'm a bit confused because when I googled something else yesterday, I got that you should use stash because they're trying to make nice notes on this. And maybe you're simply supposed to use branches, but I don't want to. Uh, so no changes added to commit. Use git add git status. Yeah, then I added the files, the new changes on this machine today. Uh, uh, your branch is up to date with origin main. She needs to be committed. And then I did stash. And then it looks empty. It looks like I wouldn't have added those, right? And that's what I learned when I read before that you could stash stuff and then you could stash pop them to get them back. So I'm like hiding them from Git for a little bit and then we're getting them back. So I'm the Git pull. Well, it worked, I guess. And then I did the git stash pop. And then let's see actually what if it said something with the pull here, because I didn't actually read this before. So remote compressing and unpacking. Uh, so there are some new files that I made on my laptop. Can we see the commit name? No. Um, so I made these files on. I started doing a box on my laptop when I was in the library, because I still have the drum kit to school, even though if I'm sick, you know, and cover people in the library. So they were created, these files, and let's see, info web LFI. So none of these files were the problem, really. So maybe the problem is just that this is running and I should have closed it while I did it, because these files these are not the one I have problems with. So when I did the stash pop, auto merging, data, obsidian plain text data JSON conflict, merge conflict. So this is the problem here. And then it says on main branch, your branch is up to date. But we have a merge conflict between, actually not what I got from the other machine, but from, let's see the staged files here. Yeah, so this one is here. I shouldn't have done all of it. That's the problem. So if I had not staged this one, because it's just modified, it's not a new file either, then I wouldn't have had a problem. So if I had not added that one. But I want to learn generally how to do this. That's the point of this. So no problem really with the stash, and the stash pop was a problem, not the pull, because the pull worked fine. But after it, when I do the pop, that is when we get a conflict here on this Obsidian settings file, which is opened, and that might be the problem. So between these two, it might have changed the file then. So Obsidian closed when I do this kind of thing. So I thought it was a conflict with what was on that machine, because it also has this file, of course, you know, the one we have a problem with. So auto merging conflict. Oh, no TTS. Hello. Yeah, it's supposed to be started. Look, it looks like it started. Okay, let's restart it. Ah, so I need to, it didn't start because of that. I need to click this thing here. And then go.
Connected to channel Fixit
There!
42.
Just had to click a little button extra. I don't know why it doesn't complain when it does that. But it's not the first time, it's just like timed out.
Opinion says.
Hello.
No, it's today. So that was supposed to be TTS. Hello, Opinion, how are you doing?
How do I set
And
a
Jack
male
says
voice?
Doro.
Hello, I can't read that. Sorry. Uh, the TTS, the Twitch TTS does translation, but not the YouTube one, unfortunately. So if you want, you can hop over to Twitch. It's Fixit42 on Twitch. So otherwise, it might have read it, but I didn't hear because it was both TTSs at the same time. Yeah. So this TTS just saves it in letters. I can't read. Sorry. Have to learn all the alphabets. Of course, I could paste it into the other TTS. Hmm. Anyways, I have a bad mic, this one in my ear, and my throat sounds odd because I'm a bit sick. So I'm taking it a bit little bit easy today. So if you have any tips on how to resolve this one, what I did is let's see here. Uh, I realized this. I didn't see it at first because it's not very obvious here, right? It kind of looks like normal. You don't really see this until I did try and make him a commit here. And the commit is not possible because I have unmerged files. Fix them in the work tree and then use git add remove file. As appropriate to mark resolution and make a commit. Fatal exiting because of unresolved conflict. So here's the file name. It's giving that to. And I just don't really know Git that good that I would like to really. I guess I need to look into that more. But I was like, what? It's not merged? Well, let's try and just tell it to do it then. But it said auto merging conflict here, and I had not read this yet. So, on main branch, still we have the files that are just staged that I wanted to come. And I want to finish this before we really start doing, because I did a little bit this morning then on the go stuff before I pulled. But we got a problem to solve, and that's how you learn the best. And welcome in Jack in YouTube, even if I can't read your message.
Git merging is a very complex subject. Depending on the project, it can be really easy to
Yeah.
get yourself into a mess.
Yeah, so we have a tiny mess, and I could just delete this file, it's not important. And I know exactly what change I made. This is the file types for which my Obsidian that I closed actually should close this one too. So let's actually X these because it tells us if we haven't saved them. Yeah. So actually, since I do have a comparison of these files, I took a backup of my programming directory first, and this is not in there, right? So I can't compare. That's too bad.
I think it's probably best to manually change that one file and just commit it as a standard change.
Yeah, but I want to learn how to do it. If let's say that it wasn't a simple configuration file, but it was something like a file with lots of code and it had a million different things, we should be able to do it. I'm thinking there should be a command there to use this one.
Rebase remerge on something like text files. Don't use code you care about.
Yeah, so this is git diff, just checking these differences here. So I could just delete the file, I guess, and we would solve it. But I want to take the opportunity to learn. I'm thinking there should be a command here.
Seriously, learn Git on data you wouldn't care if you lost.
Yeah, but I don't care about this file. And this is backed up, all of it. It's on GitHub, and I have it also. The directory we're messing with, I have a backup of. So we can't break it, as long as we don't delete it on GitHub. All of it, the repo. Uh, but I was thinking of making a test repo just for testing Git stuff.
Okay, cool. Just remember I tried to warn you about Git.
Yeah. So I know Git is not perfect, Uh, I had Git Desktop installed, but I don't like to have GUI if I can avoid it. I prefer the command line, and I think this would be very easy to solve there. So that's also an option to go GUI on it, and maybe there's a button. Click here to do this, but I want to know. I just run git diff here, right? And we know there's a merge that didn't work. It couldn't auto merge this because it doesn't know what to do. We have two files, and this file with the changes here. Uh, this is what we want to keep. How would we tell it? So updated upstream, stashed changes. So these arrows are not, well, it's like not very obvious what it means either. I know people complain about it. I'm not alone, but
Have you tried the Visual Studio Code Git extension? It does a lot of that for you with handy
yeah.
prompts.
Yeah, but I'm not, well, not code, just normal Visual Studio, not code. Uh, I kind of use it, right? I just closed it now, but I know that it
Versus
updates.
Code has it too.
Yeah, yeah. So it's very, very nice and easy there. So I'm waiting for it to color stuff. Right here we have an M modified. Something is modified here. I don't know what was modified. Um. Anyway, let's close Python because Go is a interesting one here, right? So here we have changes, and we also have changes in Git. And because in Git I have testing it now, so I did this change before I started testing. So the stash and pop worked, but since had it
And it's
opened,
really nice because it
I got
handles
a
a lot of
problem.
rebasing and merging very gracefully. I found that I
Yes.
was able to understand a lot of Cly's stuff I wouldn't even have been aware of before I did it the versus code way.
Okay. Okay.
Something to
So
try.
So I've done it in Visual Basic or in Visual Studio. I don't want that. I want to learn how to do it on the command line, okay? So if you know, you're welcome to help. Otherwise, I'll probably read some stuff, see if I can find it. So these are what I have modified and what I have added. So, but I am not using, I guess it's this. Graph. My God, I shouldn't have clicked there. My hard drive is going verver. I know that this one has like a filter on the mic, so you don't hear any noise. Oh gosh, what's this? Yeah, this is the one from my laptop yesterday, and there was no problem with that. It's the stash thingy. It's not like in here, right? So these are just old commits. Oh gosh, I have a bit of a headache. Also, it kind of says deletions where it's a move. And in the command line, you can see that it's a move instead of a deletion, right? So 162 deletion, 713 insertions. No, it was actually 162 moves there, right? So yeah, this didn't give me anything. I don't like this thing. Can I get rid of it? There, gone. And this doesn't help either. No, it can do stuff without me having control. I don't like it. I don't like it. We're gonna close that. Don't like it. So I want to learn how to tell Git differ which file to keep, or the merge. We have a prompt here. So what if we do something here? I don't know how this works. Question mark. No previous regular expression.
Once you get beyond fetch, clone, merge, rebase, reset, etc., etc., it's like you need a reference manual. Like a lot of Git commands you'll use once every year or two. But when you need
Mm-hmm.
them, you really need them, lol. Not a
Yeah.
problem on small projects, but once you get over a few thousand lines of code in multiple dependencies, it gets really, really hard, lol.
That's why I want to have good notes on it, and why I want to solve it with this file that I don't care about. Okay? So I'm not gonna like delete the file and close my eyes and pretend it never happened,
Good
you know?
plan.
I'm going to try and find out how to do it. So I searched, this was earlier. Yeah. So I was like, oh, what's the command? That's when I searched that. And this when I searched for, let's see here, stage. And it's the same as, yeah, but I don't want to go stage. Let's stash what we wanted. Yeah, that confused me. Now I know why. Of course, stage and stash changes and the working directly away. This is what I did. And then we have the pop there, or drop if we just want to change it, skip it. And we could solve the current problem by doing a stash of this file and drop it, right? But we don't want to do that. We want to fix it. So here's all the things about, but the stash bit worked fine. So that's not what we wanna. We want to resolve the conflict. So let's read some stuff. I think I already started there. Resolving a merge conflict using the command line. So it's just pointing. I opened a few other pages from those links there. Competing line change merge conflicts. To resolve a merge conflict caused by having Obsidian open while you do stuff with Git.
When I first used Git, it was just like Git clone. And I
Okay.
thought it was the best thing in the whole world. Then as I moved beyond cloning other people's code and tried to use it for managing my own code, it felt like I'd entered a whole new level of hell, lol.
Yeah. So I don't know when I used Git the first time. It was real long ago. But yeah, I've successfully used it with other people, but that was a few years ago too. So I feel like a little out of date, and also I want to know the command lines things better, because then I was using Studio, Visual Studio. It was a actually it was maybe several things. Visual Studio and also Android stuff. And I know I have used the Git desktop too. And what was it that was messy? Maybe it was even an Obsidian plugin that it was like so outdated. Or was it another one? Maybe it was for Android Studio. It wasn't such outdated plugin that was like 10 years old, you know? Impossible. I'm sorry, my throat is a bit like off. Let's grab something to chew on. So, I have like my New Year's promise not to eat candy, but nah, I'm eating candy now. Mm.
To resolve a merge conflict caused by competing line changes, you must choose which changes to incorporate from the different branches in a new commit. For example, if you and another person both edited the file style guide.md on the same lines in different branches of the same Git repository, you'll get a merge conflict error when you try to merge these branches. You must resolve this merge conflict with a new commit before you can merge these branches. Open git bash. Navigate into the local git repository that has the merge conflict.
I'll just TTS it so I don't have to read.
Generate a list of the files affected by the merge conflict. In this example, the file style guide.md has a merge conflict.
So did my status give us this? I'm curious because I didn't see it.
Git branching is fine, but I struggle with the difference in verbs used for creating a new branch or changing to a branch, etc., etc. A lot of the English words used are not the most descriptive.
Yeah. So, I guess that's okay. Anyway, we have here unmerged paths, both modified. Let's see if this was the same they had here. Yeah, they have the exact same words. So hopefully we'll see how to solve this. Navigate in the editor. Oh, I want to read, right?
Open your favorite text editor, such as Visual Studio Code, and navigate to the file that has merge conflicts.
I don't want to do that.
To see the beginning of the merge conflict in your file, search the file for the conflict marker. When you open the file in your text editor, you'll see the changes from the head or base branch after the line head. Next, you'll see equals equals equals, which divides your changes from the changes in the other branch, followed by branch name. In this example, one person wrote open an issue in the base or head branch and another person wrote ask your question in IRC in the compare branch or branch A.
It says using the command line, and then it says open your editor. Yeah, I don't want to.
If you understood any of that, give yourself a pat on the back, Fixie.
Okay. I'll read it again. I have to find what I shouldn't understand.
Adverts RN. I'm broke so can't afford a resub for a couple of weeks.
Okay. No problem. Thank you for being here. So I don't know what I shouldn't understand. So anyway, here's what it looks like, right? You can obviously see all of these bits, right? This is so maybe the most interesting thing in this, we don't have a minus and a plus section, right? We have a indented plus and a not indented plus. Maybe that's the most interesting bit.
I should probably go Twitch Premium.
Ah, yeah, it's also costs money, so.
Still adverts.
Hmm.
Finished.
Okay, so what I'm annoyed at that it says solve it using the command line, and then it says open Visual Studio Code, right? No, no way. I want to solve it on the command line. That was the point of this. Bad title. This is a GitHub Docs too.
You can use the CLI in versus code still.
Mm. It also says open your favorite editor, right? So anyway, here, such as, yeah, so my favorite editor is not any one that handles this. Okay, let's say that. Let's actually open it in Notepad.
It's fine, just follow the guide, learn it, then do it the hard way when you know how.
Hmm.
You're such a perfectionist, Fixie lol.
No, I just want to know how it works. I don't want to use another tool that so I don't know, you know? Hmm. It's not that I need to do it in a certain way. I want to know exactly how it works. You can't find that out if I use a tool that hides it from me, right? So there's no file here. Data JSON. So here we have the file. It doesn't look like they say because we're not using an editor that is aware of Git. That's what I assumed. I'm sorry. So chocolate is my throat medicine currently. Maybe we should get tea instead. So we can see that this is the file version we want to keep anyway. So we can very easily do whatever with this. Like if we deleted the file, you know, the problem would be solved. There wouldn't be a conflict. It would be only one file. Actually, that's one thing to test. Delete one file and click, just say git merge, and would it do it, right? Because then we could manually just merge the files and to use something. Let's edit this file because it's not in the git. So F4 for editing here, testing, and I'm just saving that. And now I'm going to compare these files here, compare by content, and I can easily see the change that I made. Right, so we have good tools for fixing things like this. We can go through the differences and go to edit mode, and let's say we want to fix this change here. So now we have another problem.
There was a tutorial, all CLI based, you'll be glad to know, and it was hosted on GitHub, and you cloned it and the instructions were in the text files, and it was like a mini Git game, if that makes sense.
Uh, okay, do you have the link? That would be fun. Though I did kind of aim for. Oh, now I'm editing in the file. I don't want to save this file because that will get another conflict. We won't because it's already merged, but still.
I can't remember it, but I might be able to find something similar.
So don't save. Did you see there it said save left too? So this is a very useful tool commander. I keep saying it, I know. I actually had the first problem with it ever for a bit ago. Maybe I need to update.
W3 Schools was really good, I seem to remember. Web link.
I looked at that before too. Um, when checking the Git stuff.
Handy for faves.
So, but this is a nice homepage of Total Commander. It's version 1151. So what do we have? Oh, 10. That kind of explains it, right?
This is for branching.
February this year.
Web link.
How much time do you think I want to spend on this? But okay, so we're gonna download this. Mm.
It will take ages.
So since I had a problem with this, observe version 10. It was long since I updated it. Let's see.
I think learning Git is probably about as hard as learning maybe Python up to object-oriented stuff.
No way! Git is so much worse. Python I didn't have to learn even. It's
Yes.
just intuitive. And
Ahaha.
Go is very similar to
Translated from
Python, it
Italian.
seems.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
it is.
Git is just crazy.
I
So
was
I just
being
want to see a
generous.
version here.
Ha
Yeah,
ha
that
ha
was
ha ha.
very generous.
Translated from Tagalog.
Yeah, so and I thought I knew Git. I didn't,
You made
obviously.
me laugh so hard, lol.
I'm so sorry for that. So let's just did I close it now? Better close it before we update. Run this update. Replace installed version. Successful. Have you ever seen such a simple update program? Do you love this now? Now we have 11:51. Have you ever seen anything that quick in the history of computers? this this too. If they would integrate, if we would integrate Git in here, let's see if there's something new. So we have checksums here. We can create checksum files for files. We can, yeah, you can see here,
We need a
combine
canned
split
applause redeem.
files. Yeah, so this synchronized directories is very nice. This is what I used to make this, so we can compare the directories now.
Tino's clap.
So now we can see at once which files have changed in both directories, right? We can also show all files and files that are not equal but newer on this side. And we can do ignore date here and just go on content too if we want to. It just says these are not the same because it doesn't look at the date now. So this is my backup I made before. So of course these are newer. Uh, but this file I edited on this side. Yeah, this was my example test. I opened it in Notepad, right? And here we could also say, so I don't know. Let's compare the files. I don't know. All right, this was the file where I edited the testing, right? It was the file. So we can just escape to get out of them. Don't have to press the X. Yeah, so still a lovely program. And you can also FTP here. Pack files, unpack. And you can configure it a lot. So you can set like, of course you can set what colors to use and everything. and how to format things. Oh, and you can have a command line at the bottom. Yeah, zip, what to use. You can make shortcuts, whatever you want. So that was just for updating that, but the update itself, did it take 2 seconds? Ah, quick, very nice. But let's not. So what I did look at, I think, was like the branch or something. No? Yeah, because I searched for merge, so I ended up here. But I don't have a branch to merge. I just want to merge it with itself.
No hydrate redeem, but please rest regularly and don't strain your voice.
Yeah, thank you. Should I enable the
You're welcome.
hydrate redeem? So you don't have to keep saying no hydrate. So I'm sweaty. Whew. Actually, it's 28 degrees in here now, and it's 11.3 outside. So it's summerish. Um, that's
It's a
not what I
beautiful
wanted to
day
put, but
today.
yeah, it's very sunny. But we have like thin clouds. You can still see the blue, but they're very thin. I'm live. Uh, mhm. My God, I'm sweaty.
I should really go out and work it, but trade is really bad right now and my neck has been hurting quite badly the last few days.
Oh, that's not nice. So have you got some ouchy thing in your neck? I mean, like, I was in like a car crash that did bad things to my neck and back. Uh, so I'm going for settings, I guess, and stream. Never did this, like, you know. This is the one that has lots of tabs. Yeah, so next week, hopefully, and no snow, thank you, right? Events. Okay. This is, for me, this looks impossible because we put the month between the year and the day, which is logical, right? What stupid thing is this? Putting the day, yeah, that's logical. Let's put the month and the year and then the day in the middle because it's logical. For what reason? I don't get it.
I don't know. It's been like this a year. I just woke up
Oh,
like it one day.
oh, did you go to the doctor and check it out? Go to one of the people who tell you to move some things in some ways or something. So I'm just looking where we have viewer awards, probably, right? No, channel points. I think I found it. Channel points, edit. So no, I want the default ones. Where are they? So if we go to StreamerBot, And below
Yeah,
the
they
channel
gave me
pointer
physio, but
words.
it didn't help. I have
Ah,
concerns, but probably just paranoia.
AVLE says. What are you working on?
hi, welcome in. So currently we're adding a hydrate redeem.
Opinion says.
Go.
Translated from
Yeah.
Turkish.
Oh, that was great.
No,
We were supposed to do go and we're doing git, and now Whooping
not go.
typed git and it translated into go.
GIT.
Yeah, that was too crazy, right? So the problem is I have a little conflict in my git that I
Even
want to fix
TTS
first.
hates git lol.
And I could easily fix it by just changing the file, or deleting it. But I want to learn how to fix this and on the command line. So if I do git diff here, I can see that these things were added to one file and the other file looks like this. And I know I want to keep this one, but I don't know what should I type this. Looking like some kind of prompt here, right? What should I type?
AVLE says. Mommy, please take me under early coding.
You're very welcome in here, and if you can learn something, do it. So I'm looking at Go, really, yes, uh, and I'm also a bit sick, so excuse the coughing and stuff. Uh, so we're doing
I
this
can't
shit.
learn, I'm a skid.
Uh,
Opinion
skid.
says.
Oh well.
So let's close this one. Let's just make our own. Redeem quickly.
That's your loss then, isn't it?
Learning is the meaning of life, right? It's the most fun thing you can do. I'll continue soon. We'll just have to type hydrate. Should we do hydrate just? How high? I can't read. I have to retype it. It's too tiny. Hydrate. So, what should it cost? 100? I'll have to drink water all the time, but I don't mind.
200
200. Okay, let's do 200. You decide. You're the one who
is the
keeps
usual.
telling me. Ah, so 200 is the usual. Okay. So what color should we have? What color? The color of water. Is it water-like?
Well, I see it on most streams for that.
Yeah, yeah. So it seems like I deleted the default ones.
Your fav color, of course.
Yeah, but I guess I have a few. You can't see the color
Your.
here, though. Let's see. I have a lot of purple ones. I don't have a blue one. I should disable the running one now, right? Uh,
Water.
Translated from Portuguese.
so let's see if I can get rid of this thing here. Oh gosh. I can't get rid of it, so I had to redeem something because I'm in the tiny window here on OBS.
AVLE says. Am attracted towards my sister, how do I fix that?
I don't know if I'm the right person to give you a tip about that. But you're very welcome to talk about anything if you want. But family friendly channel.
Opinion says.
I think you need to
No,
get banned.
so I don't ban people, if that's what you're
AVLE
after.
says. Why?
Uh, because I've never been in that situation. So ask for someone who is in the same situation and has solved the problem.
Opinion says.
Well, I block dickheads, sorry, fix it.
Yeah, that's kind of why I don't
AVLE
have any
says.
mods.
No, why ban me, Sai?
No, I don't want to ban you. I don't ban people. Everybody's welcome here. So, let's see. Did I finish this thing? So we don't have to like have any special settings. We don't have to remember how much water I was drinking or anything. So why do I keep getting friend requests on Epic? I never play any games. It's
Opinion
only
says.
open because
I blocked you. Again, your loss, really, mate?
so
If you want to troll,
let's
you're
see here.
just going to get ignored.
So people don't always want to troll because they say things that are maybe not. Maybe they need help with something. So I don't think it's the right thing to ignore or to say you're not allowed to say that or something, you know. But that's a problem I couldn't help with. So if you have some problem I can help with, I'm happy to help. And you're welcome to stay and learn some Git and Go. And I still love that translation of Git to Go.
I think you're a fundamentally good person, and I respect that, fix it.
I hope so. So, welcome to learn. What did I click now? It was one of your links. Learn Git branch in
Oh,
JS
I'm
org.
not, and I have a short fuse for idiots.
Yeah, but I don't think it. Almost sometimes I get a bit mad at people calling other people idiots, you know? And that. So Christy is kind of done that. You kind of did it now. Some people they get very annoyed at people who say stuff. Well, maybe they're 8 years old. You don't know if they behave like they're 8 year old. Would you like if you meet someone in real life and it's an 8 year old, like maybe like tossing a little nut on you or saying do 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 do
I
do?
don't mean in terms of not knowing
Would you
something,
like
I mean in
tell
terms of
you're a bad
openly
person,
insulting
I'm going
people
to
and
ignore
thinking it's
you?
funny.
You would say, oh, do you need help with something? It's something that up. What's up? You know? Do you need help? What's the
I like
problem?
to hunt them down and make an example of them.
Okay. Yeah. So if someone behaves like they're a little one person, then I will treat them like that. Maybe they will get a little pat on the head. So, but hopefully everybody will feel comfortable in here, and I won't pat them too much on the head. You know. So not being bad to people who seem like they're a bit childish, right? Everybody's welcome. Uh, so yeah, so I don't think I got anything from this because this is normal
Or if they
stuff.
are
I want an
insignificant and not
exception. I
worth my
want a
time, I
problem, a
ignore lol,
conflict.
but anyway.
Hmm. Yeah, but you're making a thing of it, and then it's not. I mean, what I do, I would just give a quick answer and then ignore. What you do, you're like getting involved in it and making it take your time. That's like the opposite of what you should do, right? So let's see if this one has conflict anywhere.
That's
Because
because
if
I
it
have
doesn't have
ADHD.
conflict, okay, that's a good reason to get stuck in stuff and to involve. Maybe I don't know. Um, so git and conflict in the same place. Git branch merge conflict. Yeah, they do have it here. So let's go to this and let's find where the conflict is. Merge conflict. Uh, I should save my voice.
Now we can move over to hello world images and keep working. Add another image file, img_hello_git.jpg, and change index.html, so it shows it.
So they staged that.
We see that index.html has been changed in both branches. Now we are ready to merge Hello World images into master. But what will happen to the changes we recently made in master?
Conflict, auto merging. This is what we have.
The merge failed, as there is conflict between the versions for index.html. Let us check the status.
Status. Unmerged, conflict.
His confirms there is a conflict in index.html, but the image files are ready and staged to be committed. So we need to fix that conflict. Open the file in our editor.
Sorry. Again, they open it in an editor and they see this. And this is not what we have in a normal editor. They opened it in a get aware editor. Let's open it here just to see if what it looks like. So the file is .obsidian and it's red. Look, very red. So as this is an aware program, you will see what it says, you know? And we just opened it in Notepad. And it looks like this, because this is what the file looks like. So solving it on the command line does not include opening it in a get-aware editor. I want to solve this on the command line. This is a file, right? So if I edit it here and delete this, and I guess I will delete these, or would they be deleted automatically? Let's just see what happens if we delete this. We have to delete this manually. And if we save this now, then we have solved it. But the file is still the same. This is what it looks like on the drive. So if I just save this file, and not this one is not saved. And we go and do get status now. My God, I can't find the PowerShell. So it was Q to exit. Control C didn't work, escape didn't work, Q worked. So let's go status again. We still have unmerged. Pause. I did save this file again in an editor that is not aware of Git, right? It is saved. That does not matter. It is still unmerged. So what if we save this one now? Just Control S here. Okay, there's also resolve and merge editor. Let's try just with saving it. It's still not okay, so I have to click this button then. and accept all changes from left. Yeah, of course this is it's nice to have a GUI to do it in. I don't like this. So I'm assuming that now it's solved because it did it, you know? And now we could continue working on our stuff, and when we're done, we'll just push it as normal. Or we could even do it now, but it's quite obvious that there's not a problem anymore, right? We don't have the merge problem. We don't have this anymore. So I can accept if Git does not have this, but I don't think that's a problem. I think that what this did in the background here, when I click the button, I could have done on the command line. So I know how to make this problem again. But let's do what I actually said I said I would do Go today, right? Not mess with this. So let's go for Go. Also here, I on purpose I
If you're
didn't
doing
add.
some Go later, fancy having a look at structs?
Yeah, we can look at anything. So this file I just made for this test. So let's delete that. Why would I want to move it to recycle bin? I never do that. That's odd. Git. Right, this is the one I want, I think. Yeah. So here's what we did now. This resolved the conflict. This didn't make the conflict. The conflict was let's just add a note here and make sure to close Obsidian.
Have you done any of the Go projects on Exorcism yet? I really enjoyed the first few but got stuck about 3/4 of the way through.
No, I just started the little reading the little guide. I'm not doing the things. Just a sec. You're if you're stashing. Uh, that's false.
Pandatong says.
Are those new ears? They look good today.
New ears. So let's just close that.
Dick.
Translated from Dutch.
I always try and have new fresh ears every day. You never know, it's good to have fresh ears. By the way, this one, I was looking at this, and it died on me, and I had to go to the archive to find this again, which is interesting. So I'm doing Rust and Go at the same time or whatever. I don't know. We clicked next a few times. I don't know how many things we have gone through. But I was at defer here, so I just learned that there's a defer.
Opinion says.
Okay, that joke went right over my head. New ears?
I have the same ears that I do every day. Oh, Oh my. I'm so sorry, people. I'm not at my top energy level today. So double checking time because I'm waking my kid up at 16 if he's not already awake. I'm gonna like lower it to normal times, hopefully. But lately it's been real often the times. So I'm gonna grab. Oh my god, sorry if my voice goes out. We'll notice. We want obsidian now, and I'll show you what I've done so far in Go. All right, this is also a Go, but let's. I'm gonna make projects. I'll just. This is what a force looks like. This is what ifs look like. This is what switches look like. And now we just read about differ, right? So we have something called defer, and I made a more logical example, but hello will print before world, so this is quite obvious too, but I made a counter here. And if we open this one too, we can run it. So we can run this defer go. And this is an odd thing. It's just slow. Now I click the 5 twice. So it saves the variables, all the in parameters here. So even though it is run later, it gets the parameters from there. And that's what now it is 2 prints first. And I also tested here that plus equals works in Go. That was just a test. It didn't give me an error, so and it worked. So we also have checked some basics. There's a run and there's a build. We can run without compiling. And I'm getting vibes from the structure. I'm getting Python vibes, but instead of I mean, it's quite loose in the syntax. We can remove the semicolons, and we have a while here. It's like for and just the thing.
I told you Go was nice.
Mm. And then we have print line and we have printf. And for printf, I have string formatting here.
I tried to tell Sheps, but he never listens.
Oopsie. So let's do that and do Go so we get nicer colors. I want the pretty colors, you know? Pretty colors are the most important thing. Graphics and aesthetics is making things. Well, if it's just purple everything, that's not fun, is it?
VR
We also
Mechatronics
have a tiny
says,
time
Hi.
example. Hi VR, how are you? I'm sorry, my throat is not friendly today.
Opinion
I
says,
hope you don't get any
Hey
viruses from
VRC.
here. I've got chocolate. Hope I don't get it on my nose.
VR Mechatronics says, I get amazing course programming Java.
Mm.
Opinion says,
Java.
So, how's it going with the...
VR Mechatronics says, Web link. This 2020.
Oh, it's a PDF. Okay. So I don't open by default PDFs. You know. Um, So what else do they have here? Yeah, I thought so. We don't have permissions there.
Opinion says.
Come in here with your Java skills into a Golang stream, a tough guy? Winking face.
Why make it so hard to say no?
VR Mechatronics says. It is from NYC.
Okay.
Opinion says.
Good luck, VR.
Yeah. And how is it going with your university application in Denmark? I want to hear. Let's click next here too, so we continue. Stacking the first. Also, they're stacked. So I'm grabbing some text for the notes. Actually, let's keep this on one page. We can just tab.
VR Mechatronics says. It probably turns me off as much as the previous 15 times.
Yeah, but they decided something new, right? That you were allowed to attend their school now, right? It sounds so squarish to have onto a stack. 2 isn't good enough. 2 is stack.
Opinion says.
Why is that VR?
Stupid rules and misunderstandings, I would assume. Mostly they're misunderstanding stuff.
I see.
Because he's not born in the country, but he's been living there for a long time. So, function me.
Well, I hope you managed to get that sorted.
VR Mechatronics says. Well, opinion they say 2 times I born before 1989 in Poland was Relaxxxed system.
Okay. Russic system. But it shouldn't matter. It should only matter how long you've been in the country and that you have worked the what they required.
Opinion says.
Yeah.
HHIC. Politics as always, sigh.
So I'm so sorry about the coughing. Can't do anything
VR
about it.
Mechatronics says. And my old school is 0 to 8 plus 4 years total 13.
Oh, so 0 was a year. Mm, okay. So you trying to prove that you have the knowledge required, not just that you worked in Denmark. Is that it? So if they say, oh, you didn't finish the basic school, you have to do that first or something. Hmm? Oh, we can run it in here.
New
I'm gonna
system
run
after
this.
1989 is +3 +4 total 13 years, but old system is scale 0 to 6, new system OS 0 to 100% percentage.
So the grades were different, or only the years? So anyway, this will put them like on a stack and put them back when everything else is done. Then we're going to delete this line and see what happens now. The same thing. Yeah, it's also, it would be strange if it didn't. Oh, so shift enter is run by mistake there. So shift enter. Okay, I can just scroll here.
Opinion says,
I found the official Go guide to be really outdated on some topics. That was almost a year ago now, though they may have improved it since then.
So this is annoying that I can't change the sizes.
Fixerbot says,
Time to move it, move it.
I'm
15
sorry,
squats
I'm
redeemed.
still sick.
Kato
I'm
says,
sorry.
hey ho,
I'm just trying to
translated from German.
be heard. So we can see how they put it on the stack here. It's putting it all on the stack. Row 9, row 8, row 7, 6, 5, 4.
Opinion says,
For example, they talk you through setting up a workspace, but that got deprecated ages ago.
Oh. Yeah, the only reason I'm looking at this is to get the basic syntax, okay? So when we have the basic syntax,
And that really threw me for
then
like
I'll just
months.
go for a project and we'll Google for solutions. So think of a project. What should we do? Let's see what's next. We'll just look through this quickly. I don't even run all the things. I wonder if there's something like this that that is new to me with the defer function. So I'm making more notes on that. So saving my voice here. Let's do this.
Go has pointers. A pointer holds the memory address of a value. The type *t is a pointer to a t value. Its zero value is nil. Var p *int. The AND operator generates a pointer to its operand. I equals 42. P equals AND I. The asterisk operator denotes the pointer's underlying value. fmt.println, *p, / read I through the pointer
So
p.
logical.
*p equals 21 / set I through the pointer p. This is known as dereferenking or indirecting. Unlike C, Go has no pointer arithmetic.
I think you should
It
try
couldn't
some of the
read the
exorcism
referencing.
challenges before moving on to a project of your own. But that's
No,
just the way I went about it.
no. So I wouldn't really have done this either. It's just that we already started this on stream before. So I thought, why not finish it? So this is just logical. I don't think it's anything. Should I make any notes on this? We could have it in variables, like this. So in our variables here, we'll do a it's not even in here. Pointers. They're type. That's crappy. Oh, right. It's because the star is gone.
Teach me about Go pointers and let's test your knowledge. For example, how do Go pointers significantly different from saying C++ pointers, if at all?
I just know
Differ.
this so far. So this is just a little example of it. And that's enough for now for me. And then I will learn more as we use it. I don't need to know all the things now. But it looks very logical. This is a pointer to an int. Here we set and this kind of declaration with sets equals is the same as var except for it can only be done without functions. So it's within a function here, but it can't be global then. And then we're setting the p to the address of this one. Right, yeah, so we have the and here. Yeah, I was thinking we don't have the and.
Oh, Android reduces my perfect English to broken AI guesswork trash. I'm going to smash this phone soon, I swear, lol.
But just disable the spell checking as I always do. So let's actually get this too. So that's good to have too. There.
VR Mechatronics says. You know what's the funniest? This associate degree course from NYC is also not accepted in Denmark as an education, but in New York it is.
Yeah, but that's kind of general, all education. You were talking about structs, European here. Now we're on structs. Type. So this is not clear for me, but they'll have more examples, I'm sure. So type and struct are names that are part of the language.
Opinion says.
So structs are where we can have some fun.
And I'm like, I shouldn't talk. Maybe I shouldn't stream. So actually, in 2 hours, I do have an online thing. It's an OWASP thingy. Let's see if it hops up here. So I wasn't quick enough to get a spot there, which I'm kind of happy now that I'm not supposed to go into Stockholm right now because I'm not in top shape. So next week I'm going in for a Hack the Box meetup and for a CDF too.
It's where we can start to organize what we think our program will look like. I really like the way Go
So
structs
it's
work.
17:30. So maybe we won't have to have much more time today. Um, yeah. So let's look at the structs. Maybe it's good that um, so now I have a problem. Structs, they should be in variables, right? But structure sounds like struct. So I'll put them in variables. So I'm curious now because I know it's not an OP language, right? Go. So structs will be only data. Or is there workarounds there to make it OP anyway? Or is it OP and I'm totally missed something?
No, it's not, but structs kind of work like that.
Yeah, so structs, that's what we used in the C days, you know. But we didn't have OP yet. So let's grab the syntax. Also, this is interesting. So
Once it clicks, you'll be like, ah, I like this better.
then what? I think right now,
At least I think you will. Dan oops.
hmm, I don't think so. We'll see. So we have vertex here with 1 and 2 within birdwing. So they're not set, so they should be 0, 0 then? Or it's 1, 2 here. Oh, well, that's odd. So we print a type that we just make. That's a bad example. It'll get better, I'm sure. Using a dot.
VR Mechatronics says, I will do this associate degree, and if I get a visa for Texas again I will no longer need university.
Yeah, go for it. That's much smarter. If you want to live in the US, you should do US education so you don't get the same thing again, right? Things that are valid there. Go for it. But I still hope that you will be allowed in that you will get into the university there. So let's grab this example instead, because now we actually have a declaration and we're setting part of the value. This is nice and logic. Yeah. Did I cut it instead of copy it? I don't care. So there. Uh, Pointers to strikes. Well, why do they say this even?
Opinion says,
Primogen really liked Go, so it's not just a random choice by me. I really took time to research what experienced programmers liked about Go.
Okay. So I asked CM Griffin what language he thought I should learn of the modern ones, and that's not OOP, right? Too. So several people have told me to check out Go, but as you saw here, I still have Rust up here too. It's just so backwards for me that go away from OP. I don't get it. It's the way humans think. It's built upon. Hmm. So I'm assuming this will be more useful later if we like send this to somewhere.
Rust is much harder to learn in my opinion.
Okay, yeah, this seems very logical so far. Can't say that about Rust. The little things I know. Oh, so if my mute button worked for this mic, I would use it. I'll have to. We could fix the code. Let's fix the mute button code.
Structs are a data structure. I think of them a bit like a database schema. That's not entirely accurate.
It won't work. I'll have to make in more stuff. Let's just skip that. I'll have to check and have to save values and check which one was actually on before and to toggle them on and off. You know, you can't. I could switch which mic it was temporarily
But
though.
just how I got my head around what they are.
Oh, I'm guessing in before you know you see and. Hmm. Why? It's just a bunch of variables. Why should it be like special in some way? The structs. Please tell me.
Because you can reuse them.
Yeah, you can reuse functions too. You can reuse variables too.
And true at them a bit like you would an object.
Yeah, they're like the base bit of an object.
Treat.
That's what you had structs, and then you were like, oh, let's add in functions too, and then you have an object. So it was what was before. We're going back to what we had before, and I don't know why. I'm sorry if I'm negative to non-OP languages, but I still want to learn. I'm not throwing it out. However, documentation is cumbersome, so the language permits use instead. You write just px. Yeah, this
Because
is
it's
not
simpler and more
logical.
efficient for the main use cases for Go.
I have so hard time understanding why that would be. So imagine you have a car, right? It has logical things, properties, things that are facts. The wheels are the size. We have 4 wheels. We have one steering wheel, and you have functionality like turning the wheel, right? And driving the car and pushing the brake. And if you just cut away all the functions from there, you just have a lot of data about it. I'm very curious how these things are done in Go and other back to basics languages that cut away the main important thing of modern programming. I don't get it yet. Maybe I will. So, do I have? Yeah, I copied that. So, let's grab the example too. So we can see here. So we have V, we have P, and I'm assuming this will be because we want to send it to stuff, send it somewhere, and that's why we need this. So command, send it somewhere. Denotes a newly allocated struct value by
The
listing the
only way to
values.
find out is to spend a few hours coding on a real problem and then comparing to say how Python does the same thing.
Yeah, I will see soon. So a struct literal denotes load struct value. No, TTS.
A struct literal denotes a newly allocated struct value by listing the values of its fields. You can list just a subset of fields by using the name, syntax. And the order of named fields is irrelevant. The special prefix end returns a pointer to the struct value.
Let's just read this instead. V1 is this. X colon. And this is implicit, yeah? And there, as the default values are always zero, zeroed out. So why are they doing this? I don't see why.
Also Go is garbage collected, so no memory management issues like in C, but it's still extremely fast despite this. So you get kind of a good blend of easy memory management but still high performance.
So when we print P, we got this. But this is a bit interesting, actually. So the thing that I think is interesting here is that this...
It's really well liked in DevOps where they use it for things like orchestration and deployment and general
Yeah,
backend
yeah,
to things like React
yeah,
or just on the FAE.
yes. But you have to have time to do something. No, shut down. Do it. So the interesting thing here is that we have a pointer.
J's not just.
JS, not just.
Shoots and Android.
I have to read your messages. I don't know what you're saying. Yeah, so you don't have to tell me to do Go. I'm already doing it, okay? You can stop that, okay? So we're var here. We're declaring all these. That's what I was missing here first. I thought we were in main. I was thinking like we need to var these, yeah. But then this one is not explicitly set as a
Sovwy.
pointer.
Translated from Polish.
But we have an and here. So as this is a pointer really, you don't have to like grab memory for it and do anything for making this. So this would be like bad if it was another language. I'll learn. Erase. So T of type T. So here we can see the string there. Yeah, should I TTS this, or do you want to read it yourselves?
An array's length is part of its type, so arrays cannot be resized. This seems limiting, but don't worry, Go provides a convenient way of working with arrays.
So, more C than Python here. So there are similarities.
Slices.
We'll see what. It's like you need to tell it first. It's
Nice.
okay. It's okay, Vivian. So it just doesn't tell me much yet. So a problem I have with the print line is that the comma also inserts a space. I don't like
Slices
that.
is cool. If you know about arrays and their issues, you'll like slices.
Yeah, so I don't. This is a thing that I don't think I will ever use print line because a comma inserts space. It's so odd to me. Maybe we could plus them instead. So let's just play with that. So grab something. We have our first here. First exe2. So let's. This is the old version we had here, and I know
We
that we
learn
could
very
convert.
differently, I have noticed.
Okay. Plus, and we like convert this. And how do you say string? Is it like that? No, it's just red still. So I had conversions in my variables here. So normally I would just Google
str.
Translated from Croatian.
here conversion. So they just say the type. This is what I learned before in this guide. So if it's str, then it's not correct, but from what I know, it's not str. So go. This is how I usually do stuff, I usually don't look at the language before really much. Go convert.
It's been nearly 6 months since I last touched Go.
Okay.
So I have forgotten a lot.
Strcom from float. Format float. So what's other people saying? Sprintf. That's funny. That would be too funny. Yeah, definitely not the best way to do it. So do they always explicitly use this? This is like
Couldn't find
make
anyone to
code
study
long.
with and I got bored and quit and started doing CTFs. Got same problem there, so now I'm going back to Black Hat, as Amy Winehouse would say.
Okay. So I don't like the long names. STR would have been nice, I guess this is the shortest and using the default. And it's also not having to import anything else. Let's just see what it looks like if you do this. And we run this. Will there be no space? Yes, we have no space here. But this printf one is best so far because we have control. And that this adds a space. It is totally, I can't get it. Why W2F? You know, so stupid.
What version of Go are at now? 1.3 yet?
What? What version we have? So I still have run like this
What
once.
version yes?
Oh, it's called Go. You know? I'm like, what's executable's name? So Go.
I learned on 1.22.
Is there such a thing like version? No, maybe not. But it didn't give me the version when I had the wrong name.
There were significant differences.
So this is 124.1. So one. So arrays need to go into variables. Well, let's put it under here. So so in a few minutes I'm waking my kid up.
So if any tutorial you use was written before Go 1.18, you'll probably want to avoid them because a lot of it is now obsolete.
So this is go.dev, you know. And this, yeah, I just want the basic syntax for now. So let's grab a few lines here. And that's enough for me. And let's see, we don't need. That's good enough. Yeah, and this is a set equals one. Let's run it so we see the output of the last one here. It's a square. Well, let's grab the output too. And let's grab the last line there. Because it's a bit interesting to have the output too. So, oops, there. And I'm kind of thinking the struct output was different, so maybe we want that too. I didn't have that example though. Oh, no, I shouldn't have go there. Yeah, I'll go wake my kid up. I'll be back. Actually, I'll leave this here so I can't hear you guys. I usually keep this in, but now I use this for mic, so. He's mm, turning over to the other side, like, can you wake me up now? Mm. You wanted to be waking up now, right? We'll see, we'll see. So I asked him yesterday. I said that I thought I'm going to start waking up, but sometime again to turn time back to the right time. And he was like, "Yeah, I was going to ask about that or something like that." He had thought about it, and then he wanted this time. So, but he went up at like 19 yesterday, so I don't know when he fell asleep. He's a hard time falling asleep. I shouldn't cough if I don't really have to, right? Program your brain not to cough. Can you do that? Struct literals. So, this is where we were. Slices. Slices are much more common than rays. So let's see what 1 to 4 does. Yeah. So here we have similarity to Python, right? I'm never happy with that. But it's always, as it says there, 1 to 3 of A. I don't know why they even have a word for this. I don't like this word. It's less like taking a bit of a string. Why call it something? It's like calling it something to say a certain one. It's just odd. Yeah, specifying two indices, low and high bound, separated by a colon. I have a name for it. So let's just grab the example. I guess we want the output too. So not on structs anymore. Zane, which is not nice. I think someone was probably saying, we want to slice this like this. And someone thought, oh, let's call it a slice. Or maybe like wrote that there in their notes on the lecture or something. And then it was a thing at some time. I don't know. Yeah, so I have a name for it. So this is why even have this in here? So why make these and then these? It's the same values. They want us to show the difference in the output. So many useless pages. I'm sorry, I'm getting annoyed at wasting my time. So let's skip this page before I get annoyed. I'm sorry for not reading aloud, it's my throat. I could do this.
Slice length and capacity. A slice has both a length and a capacity. The length of a slice is the number of elements it contains. The capacity of a slice is the number of elements in the underlying array, counting from the first element in the slice. The length and capacity of a slice S can be obtained using the expressions len, S, and cap, S. You can extend a slice's length by reslicing it, provided it has sufficient capacity. Try changing one of the slice operations in the example program to extend it beyond its capacity and see what happens.
Okay. Oh, out of bound. Very hard, very strange. But these two, we can copy. So, is it really the Go people that made that one? Because I think this is stupid. Let's do A here instead. And let's put some. They're there in the list. So you can test this. Hmm. So I'm also annoyed that they call this slice, and they said that this will make the same string as with a number, just checking the length, right? So either it was wrong or they are using the wrong word all along. Now it's getting really bad. Zero the rain sources slice it refers. So I'm kind of thinking we're done with this, because if I ever need to use this, I will Google stuff and find examples with these, right? So um, let's go back a few steps. And this is where we are. So this is like the main Go page. That's why I'm assuming that they must be correct, the stuff they say, right? Yeah, so it feels like I want to make a language. What should we do differently? Let's not make it OP. I don't know why. Maybe I'll change my mind, but so far we've seen. Maybe it's just a guide that was bad, right? I have some basic info here, right? Um, mm, so new note. If we want more basics, continue here and there. That's where we were. And now we can like throw away this page and I can be happy. So this is things that I opened from there. 2010. Nah. Yeah. All the stuff. Is there anything useful in here? No. Right. So let's close that. What are we trying to open? Oh, Prexmax, it's not up. Yeah. Alright. This was yesterday. I did not add it to my calendar. But now it's already been. Yeah, so this his talk on there was interesting. Um Shoko Loader in C. And this one was in Hindi. What's this? I have no idea what that came. Yeah, so all of these must be from the talk. Because here it is this code. So these are interesting. What's this? Ah, yeah. So I think these are just search. You need to search yourself. And if you search, you will find stuff. But if you just, yeah. I don't know why they had bad links. So these were from chat. From the Red Team Summit. Hmm. So we all know that no starch has nice pics, right? Someone had this one up too. In there. Okay. Cyber range. Yeah. I want to do that again. It was fun. So we got a few days for free. I don't know why I clicked that link though. Now we have the same one, right? Because I already found the links before. And I think that if I update this one, connected. So, and there we also see that it was the right YouTube, right? It's YouTube. So I don't know, that one was first, and it wasn't like a full hour. All the others got an hour. Python Essentials, what's this? All of these are links from there. Certified entry level program certification exam. What's this? Cisco Networking Academy to start with. I'll keep that up. Oh yeah, so one of them talked about doing physical pen tests, and then someone sent this link. And then there was a lot of Darknet Diaries links. Darknet Diaries again. We could put that on Notes later. So what is this link? So this is some kind of basic. It seems very American specific too. All right, well, let's accept these guys. So this is seems to be a nice company. So I'll look at this later. Yeah, that was a dude that was on there. There. Let's keep that close. That we keep up. I want to see. I missed it. I arrived at the very end yesterday there. Alright, this is from a mail. We'll just TTS this
Exploit attempts
because
for
I
Cisco
can't
Smart
read.
Licensing Utility CVE 2024-20439 and CVE 2024-20440. Published, March 19, 2025. Last updated, March 19, 2025, 13:30 and 37 seconds UTC. By Johannes Ulrich, version 1. In September, Cisco published an advisory noting two vulnerabilities. 1 CVE 2024-20439, Cisco Smart Licensing Utility Static Credential Vulnerability. 2 CVE 2024-20440, Cisco Smart Licensing Utility Information Disclosure Vulnerability. These two vulnerabilities are somewhat connected. The first one is one of the many backdoors Cisco likes to equip its products with. A simple fixed password that can be used to obtain access. The second one is a log file that logs more than it should. Using the first vulnerability, an attacker may access the log file. A quick search didn't show any active exploitation, but details, including the backdoor credentials, were published in a blog by Nicholas Stark shortly after Cisco released its advisory 2. So it is no surprise that we are seeing some exploit activity. The API affected by this vulnerability can be found at /xlo/v1. One of the sample requests. Get /xlo/v1/scheduler/jobs http/1.1. Host, redacted 80. Authorization, basic Y3NSDS13 A5 KB3 DZLWNSAW VUDDP WJYXJ5 NEMKTFU equals. Connection, close. The base 64 encoded string decodes to XLO Windows Client Library 4C$LU, the credentials Nicholas's blog identified. The same group looking for this URL is also attempting several other attacks. Most are just looking for configuration files like /web.config.zip, and interestingly, they also pick to scan for what looks
I'm
like
still
CVE
looking for
2024-0305, but I am not sure about that. I base this on the exploit found on GitHub 3. Other
weapon
vulnerability notes
online
suggest a
stuff.
different URL for this vulnerability. Either way, it is likely a
It's
vulnerability in a
not there.
DVR. Get /classes/common/busyfacade.php http/1.1. Host, redacted 80. User agent, Mozilla /5.0, Windows NT 10.0,
So
Win64,
this one was not
x64,
on the command
Apple
line,
WebKit
though it says it's using the
/537.36,
command line. It uses the
KHTML,
editor.
like Gecko, Chrome /77.0.3865.120 Safari /537.36. Authorization, basic AGVS CGRLC2TJBNRLZ3JHDGLVBLVZZXI6CGV2 LUM0RJGWMJVFNW equals. Content type, application /xwww former lane coded. Connection, close. In this case, the credentials decode to help desk integration user dev
Sage you later
C4F8025E.
fix IT.
It's always fun to see how cheap IoT
Ah,
devices and expensive enterprise
Catch you
yeah,
security
I
later.
catch
software
you
share similar
later.
basic vulnerabilities.
Thanks for
1
being here with me,
HTTP
and
URL.
I'm
2
sorry if this
HTTP
is
URL.
annoying to have
3
both on.
HTTP
You can
URL.
tell me.
Dash. Johannes
Oh,
P. Ulrich, PhD, Dean of Research,
listen to a bit of
SENS.edu.
news at the same time
Twitter.
here. We can stop it. Oh, it stopped. So, have a good day. I'll be on for like a few minutes more, then I'm going to that OWASP online thingy. So, I'll open my mail actually. actually, I should check with my kid again. So it's an hour until it starts. So let's check this out. So should I click this? Let's just grab that link for later. So let's put it in Git. I already have a link. That's smart of me. Mm-hmm. So it's time to actually do something with Go. I'll just go check my kid again first. And I have this too. So I just sent the registration. So it is registered now. Yeah. Yeah, I did do Fixit 42 last time too. And not there. And then I want to do this again. Should
Head
listen
over
to there.
to
I
app.hack.
didn't pause that like this. That's not nice, right? Let's go back here and see. Oh, I did close the tab that I had up. Let's have one ready here. Let's do a. I asked yesterday AI for project. So Go, project Go, programming and red teaming. As it was the red team summit, right? And custom command and control, C2 framework, network scanner vulnerability detector, password cracking tool, phishing campaign simulator, privilege escalation exploit toolkit, custom reverse shell. Oh my god, my throat doesn't like reading. Log cleaner and debranding tool, custom exploit development framework. I'm not reading. And we got also, I asked for the 4 easiest coding wise from Go new stuff. And we got no 3 asked for. So I'm kind of thinking a password cracking tool is mostly text. We can start here. We have some suggestions that there's a net that I didn't know of yet that can do dial timeout. Yeah, that's the only function used. Host colon port. So, this is a very odd thing to do. Let's start playing with this, I guess. I'm thinking I might want to be on Kali. I'm curious why it's squigglies. Yeah, there's main in all the files. That's why I had changed stuff. If it's in a Git repo, it will assume these are all from the same project, and they're not, right? I solved this. Here I'm getting a bit annoyed. No, it worked. So port 22 is open, which is nice. So if we would nmap it, we would find more ports. Why do this when we could make separate lines? But I guess I should go with the standard. It would be nicer to just write import on all the lines. It would use 2 lines less and be more pretty. So string and the decimal, we get 2 variables out from this one. Here, net.con, error. We can see the return true and false there. Dial timeout acts like dial but takes a timeout. Dial, what a name. So here we have the functions. That's nice. Net. It's all net. So I'm kind of doing the lazy thing now because my throat hurts and I'm off in, well, maybe in half an hour. Good suggestions. Let's work on that. So first, first time I type this. No, we want the F one. I'm assuming we will have stuff here. Air.air. No, it's not good. Oh, that's why I didn't like it. Yeah. This is what it's a string. Yeah, I thought so. Just grabbing our first error information. Waiting. Wasn't it stopped since last time? Yeah, it's doing. It just didn't open this. Oh my, we need a backslash n there. So let's stop it and play it because it said unexpected behavior. Error, dial TCP. So I'm thinking dial is not the best function to use. So here, port 22 is open. So we know already that this will happen for all of them. Let's keep this one up then if it doesn't open. So the port information was not necessary. We don't really need this as it's a full text. So let's just print the error and the port and just test that. Maybe we want error. Yeah, let's keep error. Though, let's also try this. And so there was a dial one too. Oh my god, this is language confusion. Now we know how we can get an actual error too. Oh gosh, did I really not end it? More than one error. Look, we're getting nicer error messages. Now we're not putting the short timeout there. And we're using dial instead of dial timeout. And it's not much slower. So let's just go up to 22 so we can see the open one. So stop. So I think I like that one more. Though this was kind of nice to have as a suggestion there. Ah, we don't need to save it. So we did point to provide better error message, and this it told us because it doesn't know what it does, right? So if we were actually doing this, we could have an option for verbose, and then we would show this. We can have that none, right? So var, but actually this could be a constant. How did we do those? So variables, go, constants, const, just like that. So constant, and they're using just uppercase, lowercase pi, and that's from the actual Go people, right? Verbose equals true. Yeah, I thought so. Would be true lowercase. So, and if verbose, let's see if it's that easy. Let's see if it works. Unexpected parenthesis. Let's see here. 1239. Oh, we got an extra parenthesis there for some reason. So nothing to do with the new stuff. Just me deleting stuff. So it works. Let's stop it. Let's put this as false. And run it again. And we're not getting any error messages now. So let's just see 22 and then we go and wake my kid up. I can go while I go. vitamin candy. Oh my face is like mega zoom today. So I don't know how these work. With these, I mean the OWASP thing. I think there will be a link here. Yeah, that I can see because I'm going. Zoom link. So my only problem with Zoom is that you can't really truly full screen it, right? So let's start the Zoom thing. So the question is there anything I want to do before? So this will be in 33 minutes. So we have this kind of thing too, right? Yeah. I don't know if you're, I don't think you're on with the camera there. I don't know. This mic works at least. So let's minimize that and keep it on there. So this is, oh well, yeah, there's a link on there. Shouldn't stream the link, right? I guess I'll do this. Working around it. So there's like, yeah, so the first half an hour, I don't think there'll be anything for online. So the first speaker here and second speaker. So when you're online, probably won't be anything until there. So there's also going there, and I miss the times to I think it was the same day. And there's like 2 talks. I would have liked to go there, but I'm a bit sick, so online I guess it's good. I guess so. It's what it is. Next time. Oh, so now we can actually see that last time we did not find 53 or 80. So that's what I thought. There should be more open ports, since I know when I do use 80 to connect to this device. So why have we got DAP server listening at here? So I used to have like a list that was so long here, and then I just cleaned out stuff from my hard drive, and I'm like, deleted it all, file-wise. It still works though. It's because I'm going to reinstall this machine. I might have done it this today. I might be good enough to do that. I mean, not sick. But I thought that I have this meeting and I don't want to mess that up. But I could have done that on a laptop, right? Maybe we should just pull this computer apart. But I'm a bit tired. I know something that my kid will ask me to when he's getting up more. He's up now at least. He's awake. Yeah. Also this. So if you click the Hackit emotes in Anti-Siphon or you get like stickers and InfoSec Survival and Darknet Diaries 10 it says. No, that's Hackit 10, Darknet Diaries. I can't read. So but now how happy am I with Thunderbird really? I don't know. Not mega happy. So let's have a finished message. So fmt dot p I guess we can do print line. No, we have data in here too. Let's count the ports. Scan completed. Found. Yeah, okay, I know. Found person B. Open ports. And we could make that message nicer if we wanted. And we need to create this variable. And as we're in a function, we can just do ports as equals and say 0. And in this one, which is if it is true, then we say ports plus plus. Let's see if that works. Can it run this? Does ports plus plus exist? I need to stop it first. It's still going. Okay. So let's lower this to actually 100 because I want to see the end message without waiting forever. So it takes a minute until the first one, half a minute. No, not that long, right? 20 seconds. I was like, where are my notes? But that's not what I was looking for, really. Or maybe was it? No, it was a browser. It was this. So what suggestions it gave, right? User input. allows user to specify. Yes, I'm thinking we'll do an args thing. Right. So this is really stupid this is just for learning, right? Because we will never make something better than Nmap. There's a reason why there are a lot of like Go Buzzer, Ferrex Buzzer, all the things, but there's Nmap. Hi
PictureBot
Guaku.
says,
I'm sorry I'm sick.
Time to move it, move it. 10 chair sit-ups redeemed.
I'm sorry I'm sick.
Goaku
I should
says,
have like
Sorry,
disabled the move it
Sophia.
redeems, but I'm sounding like this today. No problem. Thank you for being here.
Can you hydrate
Yeah,
instead?
I can hydrate.
Hope you get well soon.
Yeah, I'm better. So 2 days ago, I kind of lost my voice at this time, so
Flu or cold?
I don't know. I felt sick and headache first, and then it started to go in my throat. So first I just felt sick. Yeah, that's like an odd thing. I don't have that anymore. It was just like 3 days.
Late flu season in the States.
Okay, yeah. So both me and two others at work the same day started feeling sick. And another person at work had been sick for like 3 weeks before that and got him back. So I don't know. But she was working most of that. It was like a week she was not at work. So if it would take like 1.5 week for it to actually after you got it or something, then it could be the same thing. But I don't think so because I don't feel like several weeks sick. But she did I met her actually in the store when she was sick, and it was like I couldn't hear her almost. So it might be something on the throat. Yeah. So it shouldn't be that, right? Don't don't think so. So let's see. Scan completed from 3 open parts. So this works. What should we do next? What should we build this out with? So I got some suggestions here from ChatGPT on what would you improve in this. So we'll do an args thingy. Let's put that in here. Actually, why not add it now? Because I have never done that. This is my first Go thing. This is our test. Learning Go. Right, that was the browser. So Go args. OS args with prog without prog. Arg. os.arg. So we're going to go OS on it here. So I'm so used to the C things, I kind of expect something similar, but it's totally different. And here we got a 1, 2. Okie dokie. So OS. Let's type so if we get the practice. So we're going to add OS. OS. And right. So I was like, what's this thing? But of course they made it here. So this is how it actually is. They just grabbed stuff from ARGs. So right, so the first one is a path, it says here. Let's just print it out. That's the first thing to do. So args. So let's in the main here at the start I wonder if you can exit. Is there an exit? OS exit. Cause the current program to exit with given status code. Occasionally 0 indicates success. Conventionally, I'm not reading right. So let's exit 0, just like normal. But we need to add OS start first. It's nice that we already had it added. And it's also suggesting what we're going to add next, because I don't want to start a scan, right? That's why I'm putting that there. So args. And what we want to do with this first is to just print it. So again, I'm starting to like every time really. So print, actually let's do the L N here and just that and run this. Undefined. So it is uppercase E. Yeah, of course it's uppercase E. Because they all have uppercase. So we just rerun it. And we can see that we have the name of it. So if we instead go 0 on that, is this a way we can write it? Yes, and now we have the parenthesis. And if we now do 1, it will say, dude, there's nothing there, right? So I think I pressed nothing and it started. So I was a bit confused there. Yeah, so we can't see the errors. I know it always has 6 errors, so nothing. So we should have a new error, but I thought it would pop up there. Other declaration of main. You see, we have several mains here, and it keeps having problems with us. And time go, scan go, first go, defer go, defer go twice. So why does defer go have several problems? I know they all have mains and that they are in the same git, but I have like worked around that, so it shouldn't matter. So it should still work. So I'm thinking this is just a problem that it's not showing. So, so if we're running it with arguments, it's still running, by the way, right? It's not stopped. Does that mean it paused execution somehow? So can I do it here? So let's go into the directory cd. Was it run? Scan.go. Yeah, so now we get the error. Panic. Index out of range 1. That's what I wanted. Right? And now we do basics, compile. So now we do the build. Or I'm thinking we should be able to do it here too. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, thought so. So now it's just printing argument 1. And if we go back to printing the full thing, and we do, let's save that, and then we go this 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We should get lots of here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have a problem with this way it writes out data, that I want it to have commas at least, or some symbol except space here, but it does space. So let's, to confirm that we're right about how this works, let's do 3, right, the last one. Oh no, I F5'd it. So let's just stop because we need to run it here. Now it should only output 7, 8, 9. So that's good. So what popped up on my screen? So the Zoom meeting is still waiting here, but it will start in 13 minutes. So I'm going to check out a little bit, see who's online. I'm not online. Okay. I'm not online, but Kira is. So, oh, one of my cousins sent a message. That's what I saw before. Ooh, I would have time to call her. So let's see. The thing is that I might have time here before to do something else. If that is slow. If that is slow. Yeah, so now we can let's see. So there's like no one here. But else they raid as always. Uh, so let's see. So what happens if I do that? Yeah, the muted sign works. I'm thinking if I should call first, because I'm not sure that this. Yeah, I think I'll call her later because my voice is crappy too, right? Ah, Let's just do a raid. So everybody, thank you for being here. And I might be back later. I don't think so, but tomorrow I might, depending on my throat, I might stream like a whole day because I'm thinking I won't go to work tomorrow either, and I would have it in the
Get
morning.
some rest.
Yes, I know I sound probably worse even.
Lemon and honey.
Yeah, so I would have continued, and I might not be able to stop myself from continuing while I listen for the lectures. But this is interesting. So learning Go by actually doing something is much better than. So we learned that plus works, and then I saw that they actually use that here in the loop, and also I learned that plus equals also works. We found how to exit. We found how to get arguments. So I think it's quite nice from 0 to this. And of course we also have network scan. Very, very basic thing. So thank you and bye bye.